Good evening, everyone. Gonna give it 5 minutes or so, let people start uh, coming in. Hope everyone's doing good out there. It's nice out here today. It's not that hot. It's cloudy too. Little breeze. Next Level Fishing. Hey guys, hey. Thanks for tuning in this evening. Hope you're doing good, Next Level. I still have these jigs here from the last live. I didn't even take them with me this week. Next Level. How's it been going? It's been going good. Hope you're doing good. I mean, I've been fishing. I haven't really been catching a whole lot. I didn't take the one man out this week. Mark Williams, what's up, Anthony? What's up, Mark? I hope you're still doing good and healing on up. And fish are waiting. I haven't got to try that knot that you showed me out yet. I haven't forgot it though. Yeah, once you get it, if you get a chance to try it, it's super easy, quick, and strong. I never have any problems with it. Mark Williams, I'm breathing. LOL. Yeah, you're getting there, little by little. I'm glad to hear you're doing all right, Mark. Let's see. So yeah, y'all, we're just gonna talk about crappie, and I know it says summer crappie talk. We can talk about what's going on or what I'm hearing and what I'm seeing. I haven't really been on much of a crappie bite myself lately. I got a video coming out later this week. It's a multi-species. Well, it's bass and sand bass, but it's a pretty cool little spot. I fished there a lot. It's really weird, really small. Excuse me. So, caught some good fish and got to try out the new rod and reel. But I'm hoping, I mean, it depends on the weather this week, but if it's not too windy, I'm going to try and take the one man out. I just ate the last of the crappie I had in the freezer yesterday, so I need to stock back up. Next Level. I'm about to put a crappie in my fish tank. I've got a bass right now. I believe I've been feeding him night crawlers and observing him. I've really wanted to put a crappie in a tank. I have. I mean, we have fish here, and I've always wanted to put one in there, but the fish we have in there won't. I don't think they like each other. But yeah, I've had friends that have did that and watched them and said they act weird when cold fronts come in and things like that. So I'd be interested to see. I need to do that one day. Just get a tank and put one in there. Mark Williams, water gets slimy quick. Yeah, I'm sure that water gets slimy. I bet it gets slimy. On mosquito watch again. I haven't seen one today so far. Knock on wood. I don't even think that's wood. I don't know where wood is around here. Oh, there's some. I fed mine once a week with 24 minnows. Yeah, that's not bad, Mark. That seems... Scoot this up a little. Sorry if it's a little loud, y'all. Trying to figure out how to... I'm just going to hold this, I think. Yeah, we're just going to hold it. mark. I had 3. That would be pretty cool. It'd be cool to see how they interact with each other too. I really think that'd be pretty cool. Alright, y'all, we're 5 minutes in, so yeah, come on in. And I want to go ahead and say too, thanks for the support. Got just past 1,900 subscribers, so that means a lot to me. I appreciate all the support over the years. I'm just trying to get content put out there for y'all to enjoy. I mean, that's why I do this, because I love putting stuff out there and getting feedback and interacting with y'all and all that. I mean, it's fun to me. I love doing the lives. I love talking fishing. Yeah, and then Sharon L. Hello there. Having a crappie in a tank would be really cool. Thanks for tuning in, Sharon. I hope you're doing well out there. Yeah, I agree though. It would be pretty cool to have one in there. I'm gonna have to do it one day, especially when his son gets a little older. He'll love that. Yeah, that went the. I didn't take the boat or the one man this week. It was too windy. There was a front coming through, and to be honest, it's just a hassle. It really is. It takes me sometimes, an hour and a half, 2 hours to get, everything situated into the lake and put together and in the water. So I just didn't feel like messing with it with that wind. So I ended up going one place, a spillway. It didn't do any good. I didn't. Paul Carr. Good evening, sir. Got in here a little earlier today. I set an alarm on my phone to remind me. Awesome. Thanks, Paul, for tuning in. It's great to have you. Barfly, I'm at dinner. I'll jump on when I get back to the house. We are leaving now. Awesome. Barfly, if y'all love live scope videos, go check his channel out. He's got some great live scope videos, fishing timber, and he puts some good fish in the boat. Sounds good, Terry, by the way. Yeah, so I didn't take the one man out with the wind and front coming through. I just figured I'd just wait. I'm scouting a lot of smaller bodies of water that are pretty close by. I don't know how. Some of them I don't know how I'm going to get to yet, and some I don't know if I'm going to be able to get to them or not. So I'm kind of waiting. I'm probably going to, the next windy day, I think I'm going to just go try it, just see. I know these places have crappie in them and fish in general, so just got to get out there and try and find them. But yeah, y'all, go check out what other channel. I try to keep shooting y'all in the right direction of good channels that have good content out there. Fishing with Fredo, I'm not sure. He might show up on here later. Fishing with Fredo's got good stuff. 903 Fishing. He's got great stuff. I know there's more out there. Barfly, he's got great stuff. He does a little multi-species too. Sand bass in the creeks and stuff like that. Sand bass in the lake. Paul Carr, rough week. It's my on-call week. Whoosh. Oh man, Paul, that's tough. That is tough, Paul. Well, hopefully the rest of the week's smooth for you. Nothing too crazy goes on, Paul. And then I want to say too, if y'all need good rods, especially longer rods like live scope rods or like timber rod dipping rods, stuff like that, go check out Bone Sticks crappie rods. uh, Blake will get you taken care of. He's a great guy. Affordable prices, can't beat it. So if y'all need a rod, especially a longer rod, go check him out. He's a great guy. Got great rods, and can't say enough good things about him. And also as well, the super chat icon is uh, is there if y'all feel the need to donate. I always want to say that. I don't want to push it too much, but I'll give y'all that option. Yeah, so back this week I'm planning. I checked the weather. I think it was yesterday. I haven't checked it today really. The wind more than anything, and it looks like it's going to be kind of borderline again. I don't know if. I mean, it's a few days out. It'll probably change. I'm probably going to try and go later this week. So hopefully it kind of straightens out and it's not too bad. And I'm going to go out and try and get on some crappie on the one man. If it's windy, I got some backup places I can go try some smaller waters. So we'll just see what happens, and then look for the multi-species video at the end of the week sometime. I have it filmed. I just got to edit it real quick and put it together, but haven't had time to put it together yet this week. But yeah, I'm trying. I know I'm ready for fall myself. October, you can sit on fish and catch them. You don't have to jump all over the place and catch one or two here and there, and it's going to be a lot better. And the winter bite in the creeks, I'm looking forward to that. Bridges get better in the fall. Timber, brush, all that gets good in the fall, so it gets better, I should say. It's good now, but it's better later. Fish aren't quite as finicky. So y'all got any questions or anything y'all want to talk about today? I'm an open book. Whatever y'all want to know or. Yeah, I gotta have some friends. Everyone's saying the bite is tough. I mean, you can catch fish, but you have to. A lot of my friends don't use minnows. Minnows go a long way, and then you just gotta go out there and find them fish. Put it in front of enough of them. Some of them will bite. Enough of them will bite to make it worth your while. I haven't really decided where I'm gonna go this week. I really haven't decided. I have to look at the wind directions and try and figure out a place. I really don't know. Sorry for this being so shaky. I'm trying not to move it that much. I'd love to go east. I really want to go out east somewhere and find a bridge or something to fish. Catch some big black crappie. That's what I really want to do, but it's just hard to find that time to drive out there an hour and a half, or longer sometimes. Y'all have any more questions? Barfly. Speaking of Barfly, I know he went down to the coast. He just put out a video. I haven't watched it yet, but I'm going to check it out with some flounder. Can't wait to check that one out, Terry. Paul, lots of man-made brush piles on Sam Rayburn. Yeah. There's a lot of videos on Sam Rayburn of people sinking brush out there. I think they're not as strict as they are up here in North Texas, DFW. Rayburn is on my bucket list to fish. I want to go to Rayburn, Toledo Bend, I mean, I want to go everywhere basically. I really want to go out to northeast Texas too, like Bob Sandlin, Cypress Springs, um, Lake of the Pines, Wright Patman, stuff like that. I really want to go out that way. Palestine. I've been out to Palestine once before, um, and it was all right. It was a little slow, but it was in the winter, so caught a few good fish. Can't complain. But yeah, I'd definitely like to go explore a little more lakes, do different techniques and stuff like that. Make sure I'm doing mosquito check. Mosquito check's good. All right. Yeah, so you'll definitely be on the lookout for that video coming out at the end of the week. This area that I fished in this video um, is going to be it's connected to a bunch of water that I'm trying to learn and trying to figure out where to put in and stuff like that. I know 100% it's got crappie in it. So Crappie Express, 6 hours of fishing on Louisville this week and 3 small crappie. My back is killing me from all the waves. Too many boats. Crappie Express, man, I know how that is. My back was hurting a couple days ago. Um, I tell you what, Crappie Express on Louisville, this is where I would focus. I'm not sure where you're focusing on, what area of the lake or what type of stuff you're fishing, but I would look main lake as possible. Um, and Fredo can probably help too. Thanks for joining, by the way. I'll say that too. But Louisville main lake as possible stuff. Main lake, I mean like the main actual body of water if you can, if the wind allows it. And I would look no shallower than 15 foot. Well, I guess 10 to 15, no shallower than that. And out to like 25 foot. If there's any kind of timber, submerged timber, brush, anything in that kind of depth range, I'd drop some minnows or some really tiny feather jigs or something like that on those, and you should be able to catch some fish. The bridges, I don't know, I haven't heard any reports from the bridges, so I don't know if they're doing good or not. But the bridges usually hold some kind of fish, some amount of fish, I should say. Usually some crappie somewhere on those bridges. Toll Bridge is good. Little Elm Bridge is good, a little busy, and then 35 Bridge is good too, but it's also a little busy. I like the Toll Bridge myself. It's less crowded. Fishing with Fredo. What's up? What's up? Sorry I'm late. Hey, no worries, Fredo. Thanks for tuning in. Crappie Express. Hey, Paul. You just go check out the Angela River south of the dam. Man, I bet that spillway or whatever, if they have a spillway over there at Rayburn, would be pretty good. Paul, what's up, CX? People put lots of brush piles there too. Yeah, I'm of the, I prefer I prefer to have a lake that doesn't have that many brush piles, because the more brush that's sunken in a lake, the more it spreads those fish out, I've found. I've put like brush in marinas, like one or 3 or 4 piles in a marina, and it seems to attract more fish. If you put brush in every single slip, it's going to be hard to track those fish down. So I definitely like. Don't get me wrong, I like a lot of brush piles, but I don't like too many. Fredo, I'm gonna have to take him out there and show him how it's done with the bass anyway. Hey Fredo, I saw you were on those bass. You were on those bass. I saw that. I hate when them things get in the way. Fredo hit the bridge and said no good. Yeah. I would look. 35 bridge has fish most times, and so does the Little Elm bridge. It seems like Toll Bridge is kind of hit or miss. It used when they first built it, that thing was money. You could go out there and catch fish all day if you wanted to. But I would still look on the main lake, try and find some brush, some timber. I know there's tons and tons of brush. Tons and tons of brush all over the main lake. South wind protected, north wind protected, and there's some natural submerged brush submerged timber out there too. Hey Soul, thanks for watching, Solange. Goddaughter's on here watching. Fishing with Fredo. I went up and down the north side of the toll bridge and caught one little sand bass. Man, when that bridge was first built, man, it was money. I don't know what's happened. It's definitely fell off the last few years. I don't know why. Don't say that too loud, Anthony. Yeah, the thing about the bridges, though, Fredo, I mean, they're always hit or miss for me. In general, there's a couple bridges that you can always catch fish on, in general, but it seems like with bridges, they're kind of, oh, they're all right, or they're not that good, or, just depends. Seems like in the fall, though, they pick up, because them fish are transitioning, going from them deep summer spots to those winter spots, so they're kind of transitioning, and they just kind of stop on those pillars, and that's what I kind of think, anyway. Yeah, that toll bridge, man, I don't know what. I've thought that to myself before, though. Like, it's just not the same. It really isn't. And 35 bridge isn't the same either. Ever since they added that other part, I think it spread them fish out too much. I don't think I have any company today. It was crazy, but the only time I caught crappie was shallow. You're definitely doing something that works, bro. Yeah, shallow can produce right now too. Don't overlook that crappie express. Yeah, I mean, like I said, 10 to 15 is about shallow. I would try, unless I'm just not finding anything, and then I'd go really shallow. But yeah, those crappie do go shallow this time of year too. Shallower. And then fall as well, they go shallow. I'm going by with some loud music. Yeah, Louisville in general just doesn't fish like it used to. Would you agree, Fredo? It seems like 7 or 8 years ago it was. You'd always go out there and catch, at least 15, 20 keepers. And I'm just not sure what's happened. I know a lot of the brush. Fredo, have you heard from Ernest lately? Reminded me. Ernest, I haven't seen Ernest post this year that much out there. He usually posts a lot from Louisville. Thinking about, I haven't seen him post. Hope he's doing okay. The Crappie Express, I had better luck 8, 9 years ago for sure. Yep, very true. Heck, even a few years ago. Yeah, Fredo, Crappie Express, it was definitely better back then. I don't know what's changed, and I think part of it has to do with those black crappie getting in there really good. Those black crappie can be, they're really tough to get to bite sometimes. Sorry, I'm moving it real quick. Yeah, very true. Oh, sorry. Slapbuster. Hey, man, what's going on, kid? Hey, Slapbuster, thanks for tuning in. Fredo, I have not heard from her nest, and I have not seen his pontoon boat on the lake this year. I hope he's okay. Yeah, I'm hoping he's okay, too. I haven't seen him post at all. And it hasn't been that hot of a year. I know a lot of times he can't handle that heat I mean, I can't even handle it sometimes, but I'm not sure if he's doing okay or not. Hopefully he is. If you find out anything, Fredo, let me know how he is doing if you do find something out. 903 Fishing. What's up? What's going on, brother? Hey, Caleb. How's it going, man? Thanks for tuning in. If y'all go check out 903 Fishing, he's got a lot of good videos out East Texas. Slip corking it, it's fun. I love watching those videos. I'm gonna try that slip cork thing soon, Caleb. I do it in the winter all the time in the creeks, but I haven't done it on the main lake. Native Texan Outdoor. What's up, everybody? What's up, Native Texan? Thanks for tuning in. Fredo. Sure will, buddy. Sounds good. Sounds good. I'm definitely curious about what's going on. Hopefully he's okay. Kip Wright, lower limit to 15 with live scope. Thanks for tuning in, by the way, Kip. I don't think I've seen you on here before, so I'm not sure if you're a new subscriber, but welcome. With live scope, a lot more crappie being caught. You know, Kip, me personally, I've always kind of thought we should have a lower limit, even before live scope. Man, in the winter, in these creeks that I fish, it is absolutely ridiculous how many fish are taken out of these creeks. It makes me sick. I could, like, and a lot of it, I mean, I'm not bashing anybody, but a lot of it's guides, which I understand, you know, that's what they need to take limits out for their customers and they want to take them home. But it's just so many 50 fish every day coming out of these creeks. And they can I think the winter in the creeks, when those fish stack up, when they get in there good, I think that hurts more than anything the rest of the year. I'm sorry, y'all. I think that hurts more than anything the rest of the year. Those, I mean, sometimes even 100 fish a day, at least, from, you know, one guide coming out of there a day. I mean, you do the math. I mean, that really takes a big toll out of there. But I've always thought, I mean, 15 fish, 30 fillets, that's plenty of fish, I think. I think 25 is too many. I've always thought 25 is too many. And then some lakes can afford to have the 10-inch limit either dropped. Like Joe Pool, I say Joe Pool needs to have that limit taken off completely. That lake is overran with small crappie. And one day I'm gonna try guiding one day from a boat one day eventually. So like I already know, like if I decided to guide on that lake is like it's gonna be not a 50 fish limit type. It's gonna be more of a catching fish type trip. But you'll catch keepers, but you have to go through the little ones. That lake, it's just overran with little fish. There's not enough shad in there. I've read some Texas Park and Wildlife reports. The shad population just doesn't reproduce good, so that there's just not enough food for those fish. And a lot of them are skinny. A lot of the crappie you catch are skinny. But like with that lake, I think it needs to be dropped, and you just need 25 creel limit, you know, and just whatever size. That would do go a long way for that lake. And then some lakes like Fork, I think it wouldn't hurt for that limit to go up to 11 or 12 inches. It just really depends. 903, it works, LOL. It does work, Caleb. It was fun, too. I love watching that cork go under. Especially in the winter when you're twitching it across, you just see it jump or you see it fall over. Oh, man. Slab buster keeps getting worse and worse. Went fishing Saturday night, 6 hours, caught 0, tore my trolling motor up. Lord have mercy. Oh no, Slab. Man, there's nothing like not catching anything and then tearing up something. That's really rough. Hope you get it fixed soon. Hoping it wasn't too crazy bad. 30 limit here in Alabama. Yeah, I'm just really, I think 15, even 20, Um, Krill limit here, I think it's plenty, especially in the metro, because there's a lot of people. Fishing's growing in general, especially with everything going on. I feel like it's growing more and more and more. So, and then live scope, I mean, that's the thing about live scope. I feel like live scope is more for like timber. I don't think a lot of people are using it on brush as much as timber. Timber seems to be where it shines. It works for brush, don't get me wrong, but it seems to be more tuned for that. Robert Martinez H. Hey Robert, thanks for tuning in. Man, the bite has been bad for me, native Texan. I've given the crappie a break for a couple of weeks. It's been bad. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I haven't even taken the one man out. I mean, what kind of the weather, but I could go out there and fight it. But I just know like these fish are just funky. It's a lot of trouble. I have to fight the wind, so I went and chased sand bass and bass this week. Robert Martinez, hey kid, K. I'm actually headed to Louisville. Hopefully we can find them. Just wish us luck. I agree about Joe Poole. Good luck out there. I'm not sure if you caught earlier, but I'd look, main lake brush, submerged timber, visible timber, and 15 to 25 is where I would start looking. Then definitely get some minnows. Crappie Express. I'm gonna catfish for a while. I'm tired of not catching fish. I can slam the catfish. Yeah, I do some catfishing too. Love some catfish. I would do the same thing, Crappie Express. Sharon L, I agree. In the spring here in Virginia, folks will fish and catch limits 2 times a day. And then complain that the creek has no fish the next year. I say lower the limit to 15. Yep. I agree, Sharon. That's 15 for me is plenty, especially if they're good sized fish. They're good sized fish. I mean, that's 10 or 15 of those are really good fillets. So, Native Texan Outdoor, Crappie Express. I freaking hear you, man. I haven't been crappie fishing in 2 weeks because I couldn't catch more than 1 to 2 every trip. Had to give them a break. It's tough. I mean, I think this summer, the best I've done, I'd have to think about it. I think 6 or 7 keepers. I think the video before this one I posted, or no, the last video, sorry. Last video. I haven't posted the other one yet. The last video, that was probably one of the better trips I've had, and I think I came home with 6 or 7 keepers and a catfish. And that's with minnows and, fishing a bunch of different stuff. Fredo, I'll keep grinding it out for you, CX, and give you reports. Yeah, Fredo will find them. If they're out there, he'll find them. I wish I still had my boat and I'd go out there and try and find some. I know some areas that I would look. But again, I haven't been out there this year, so I really don't know. I don't want to clean more than 15. I haven't kept 30 in forever, even if. Yeah, slab bust. That's the thing too. I don't like cleaning a bunch of fish. 15. I mean, 15 a piece, and you get 2 people in there. That's 30 fish. That's plenty of fish. That's plenty of fish, and if not, you can go out there the next day and catch 15 more if you're on them. I mean, Fish from Fredo, I hear you, Slab Buster. Fish from Fredo, we need to plan it out, Anthony, where you come along with me on Louisville. Yeah, for sure, Fredo. I'm down. I'm just it's tough trying to find some time to break away. And usually it's during the week. Slab Buster, 30 fish and that's 60 fillets, man. Yeah, that's 60 fillets is plenty of fish, even if you're having a fish fry. I mean, you can have. My math's a little off, but let's see, 60. 5. You can invite like 12 people over and have 5 fillets each. I think my math might be wrong, but the native Texas, I did really good in the spring and post spawn. Yeah, I did really good. I had some videos before I had to give up the boat. Before that, oops, sorry y'all, hang on. Just turning the volume down. I'm not sure if it's turning it down for y'all or not. Okay, let's try that now. Before, like I said, before I had to give up the boat, there was a couple of videos, the last couple of videos with the boat. Me and the wife went out. We were catching really good fish. They were biting. And that was like late April, May, early Mayish, somewhere around there. Those were just awesome. I mean, it was just fish after fish after fish, good sized fish mixed in. A lot of fish still had eggs too. Fish of Fredo. Native Texan, but after that, I mean, you know, I've been on them, but they're just not. They're either not there or they're just not biting as good. Fredo, I'll take a vacation day and we can get out there during the week. Hey man, sounds good. Maybe we can figure them out. Next level fishing entertainment. I don't mind a large limit. I'd rather skin a bunch at once and not have to go harvest the skins as often. It's a good point about the guides over harvesting though. Yeah, I mean that's the thing. It's kind of. I mean, 15 fish is still a good amount of fish. I feel like. And then some lakes, I mean, some lakes can afford more pressure than others. They really can. Robert, I think we should jump our tubes one day and just have some fun. For sure, Robert. It's fun out there. I just wish I can get on some fish a little better. Sharon L. Catching crappie is fun. Cleaning 25 fish is work. Too much fish. Yeah, it's work. I hate cleaning fish. But I mean, that's part. You know, that's what you got to do to get the meat on the table. So it's all part of it. But I agree, Sharon. It's not fun. Sorry, I'm moving y'all around so much. Trying to get this to where. See, maybe I can get it on here somehow. Guide trip should maybe have a different limit. That's one thing. Native, I just feel like the limit just be lower in general, because the thing is with those guide trips, people that they take out, a lot of times they you know, you take a guide to learn, so you're learning that, and then you can go out there and, you know, go catch your limit too. So I just feel like the limit lower would be a little better, just in general. And then, you know, that's the thing too, with every year is different. Every lake, every year is different. Water conditions, weather, if the lake was high when they spawned, if the lake was low when they spawned, all that plays a role in how many fish are in a lake in a given year. And it, you know, it just fluctuates. And then some years there's more bait. Some like my home lake there's bait. There's enough bait in that lake to give bait to the rest of the lakes around here. 100%. You can't even. A lot of times you pull up the brush and you can't even tell there's brush there. It's just blacked out with shad, and that's how it's been the last few years. But the lake has been flooded every spring for like the last 3 or 4 years, so that gives them bait fish and all that. Plenty of places to hide and grow up. Fisherman Fred, I remember that last video on the boat. That was awesome catching you and Smokey Eyes did. Yeah, thanks, Fredo. It was fun. I tell you what, she can catch them, Fredo. I know your wife can too. She can catch them, and I don't have to really do much. You know, I'm sure y'all saw. I mean, I just put her on the brush or put her on the fish, and she'll drop down and catch them, unhook them, and everything. I usually try to help her unhook them, but she can do it on her own. The only thing she doesn't like a lot is the minnows, having to put the minnows on the hook. But she's awesome. I can't wait till my son's a little bigger and we can all go out there and fish. Slab buster. At least you're catching them. I'm in a boat and I can't catch. Plus, when I did find the thermocline, I was leaving. I think I've been fishing under it. Yeah, slab buster. That's a good tip too. The thermocline, when that thermocline sets in, I'm not sure if everyone knows what a thermocline is, but a thermocline is where the water the water stratifies. I think that's how you say it. Stratifies in the summer. Stratifies all the time, but in the summer, there's a certain point in the lake that you go below that, there's no oxygen. So the fish have to stay right at it or above it in order to survive. So a lot of times if you're fishing under that, like I think on my home lake, it usually runs like 20, 25 foot. So a lot of the fish that I catch are 20, 25 foot or shallower. Whether that's brush or just shallower on vertical stuff. But they're usually always above that. Sometimes they're down below, but they're not going to be down there for long. They have to come back up because there's not enough oxygen down there. But yeah, that's the thing. The thermocline plays a big role because it's going to position those fish on, and that's why I think vertical structure is so good in the summertime timber because they can go up and down. Whether it's sunny or cloudy, they can go up and down and adjust to what they want to do or where they feel comfortable. Native Texan. Native Texan Outdoors, so much bait. LOL. Yeah, there's tons of bait out there. Dave Dura, new recent subscriber. Thanks, David. Thanks for tuning in and thanks for subscribing. I appreciate it. If you're raising cattle and sent to market most of your pregnant cows, the herd's going to shrink. No way to build a herd or crappie or sand bass population. Yeah, and I've heard so many people, and I hear it over and over again during the spawn of releasing those big females full of eggs. I see people say that, and they have a live well full of males. I mean, it takes two to make babies. It takes two. So if you really want to conserve, the fishing during the spring, just don't keep any fish. Don't keep any fish because it takes both to make, and males are, just as important. They build the nest, they protect the fry, they protect the eggs. They're so important too. So I've always heard that, and I've always wondered what the thinking behind that was. But yeah, I don't know. David, I actually wanted to go to school for this, but I never got around to it. I should have, but I would have loved to have been a fisheries biologist. I have a degree in science with a lot of biology, a lot of classes like that, and that stuff always interested me. So I always wish I knew exactly what the right answer was for all these, population questions and, catching too many fish and limit sizes. I'm just going purely based off of my own guess. I wish I knew for sure. Slab Buster RTR. I didn't dawn on me till I was leaving as I was saying that. Ding ding, it's around 15 foot or so. Slab Buster, yeah, and you said you were fishing deeper than that? Yeah, that's probably has something to do with it too. Excuse me. I would check shallower. I'm sure you will, but I definitely check a little shallower next time, Slab Buster, and probably find a few more fish. At least I hope so. Let me know how it goes if you get out there this week. Slab Buster. Water's almost 89 here on Neely Henry. Yeah, Neely Henry is a lake. Another lake I want to go to. I'm gonna go to Weiss too. I love those dock shooting lakes. Sorry, I got distracted. Water. I'm not sure what the water is here. I haven't had my fish finder on the one man in a while, but it feels like it's mid 80s. I saw a report the other day that it was like low 80s because we had a cool front here. I'm not sure if y'all did too. We had a cool front here and it was pretty cool a couple of days ago, like low 70s at night and stuff like that. I know in some states, whenever the trout spawn, it's catch and release only. That wouldn't be a bad idea for crappie. Yeah, that wouldn't be. The thing about crappie is they're prolific spawners. They do reproduce very, efficiently, but it's about all the other factors that factor into that. When these fish stack, crappie in general are real susceptible, I feel like, to over harvesting because when they stack up, they stack up. Like you can really load the boat when they get right. And for the most part, they're pretty predictable. You can always find some in certain places. So let's see. Fishing with Fredo. Louisville was 87 on Saturday. Yeah, that's about. Because I'm in the water in the one man. Oops, sorry, y'all. I'm in the water in the one man. That's about what it feels. Mid 80s, roughly. Paul. I challenge everyone on here to tell at least 5 people about this and have them tune in at 7 next Monday. This guy's good. We have to get his view count up. Hey, I appreciate it, Paul. I really appreciate it. Yeah, if y'all enjoy this, definitely invite whoever you want, and we'll definitely get them on here and see if they have questions and answer them the best I can. But Paul, I appreciate it. I really do appreciate it, Paul. I just love to talk crappie. I really do. I love everything about crappie and fishing in general, to be honest. So. But crappie's kind of where I've, cut my teeth over the years. There's something about this fish that just fascinates me. They're just they're a challenge. They're not easy fish to catch. There's not another freshwater fish that is harder to catch in numbers and size year round than crappie, for sure. And if I went out there and caught a limit every time, I would get bored. I wouldn't want to fish for them. Slab Buster. Weiss is the crappie capital of the world. It's the next lake up from Neely on the Coosa River. It's about 50 miles from me. Yeah, Weiss. That's on my. I see a lot of shows from out there. I love dock shooting. Dock shooting is one of my favorite ways to catch fish. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. It's one of my favorite ways to catch fish. I feel like dock shooting and slip bobber, cork and slip bobber, or cork and slip cork, and fishing that way in the winter in the creeks is another way. It's so fun to throw that cork out there, twitch it, see it jump, set the hook, and fight that fish all the way back. It's so fun. I want to go there, but I don't have the time, so I fish Neely, which is great. To well most of the time. Hey, yeah, Neely's not bad either. I've heard it's good too. Leonardo Sebastian just tuned in. Happy Monday, bud. Thanks for tuning in, Leonardo. Not sure if you're a new subscriber or not, but I appreciate you tuning in. Any particular spots in Louisville or Ray Rob to fish this time of year? Do you have a boat, Leonardo? I'm assuming you have a boat. Louisville, I mentioned earlier, but Louisville I would look Main Lake, brush, timber. It's not really about spot. I would say it's more about just general, areas and locations. More of like a pattern type. Okay, 50 John Boat. Okay. So Louisville, I'd look Main Lake, brush, timber, submerged timber, 15 to 25 foot. That's where I would look right now on Louisville. Ray Roberts is probably the same, maybe a little deeper. Timber, brush, bridges, 10 to 15, or I'd say 15 the shallowest on Ray Roberts, all the way out to 30 foot on Ray Roberts. Ray Roberts fishes a little deeper than Louisville does. But yeah, those places on both lakes, I would bring minnows, Leonardo. Both lakes, I would bring minnows this time of year. Only thing is, if you come to Weiss, don't come in the spring. Half of it is on that lake. Yeah, spring is when that lake seems to be the busiest. Slab Buster. Yeah, I'd love to go out that way. I'd love to go to Grenada too, or Lake Washington. Leonardo, right on. I've tried Buck Creek, and that seemed okay. Thanks for the reply. Yeah, Buck Creek's good, especially if there's some wind. Those trees out there hold fish, and they're usually somewhat protected from south wind or north wind. So, yeah, Leonardo, that's good. That's a good area to fish. Yeah, there's just so many places to fish and not enough time. There really isn't. I wish I could just fish everywhere. I wish I could fish every day. That's what's funny is I will fish a certain way that works until something else comes along, and I'll forget that other technique had worked before. Yep, you got to have a short memory, because for it's weird though. A lot of the fishing that I do, Fredo, I'm sure you're the same way. A lot of the fishing I do is based off past experiences. I don't I don't hardly ever go to the lake, without thinking like ahead of time. Like I've caught them here this time of year. I've did this. I've caught them with this. On this tree I've caught them. I always have that in the back of my mind when I'm going places. And it's pretty amazing how true it is. There's a pattern over time. And then the same in the winter. And the creeks are, I'm like, okay, the water's low, so I know that I've caught them at this place when the water's low, or when it's been this cold, or if it's been warm. I kind of know how they kind of act, based off of past experiences, so that helps a ton. But yeah, a lot of times you have to get that out real quick though. Like I did catch them like that, but if they're not biting like that this time, then you just got to kind of keep going. David Durab, don't give up on a dream, fish biologist. I'm 71 and still haven't figured out what I want to do when I grow up. Thanks, David. Yeah, I've got some other things that I'm wanting to do here, in the next few years, hopefully. I'm definitely trying to, do more of what I love, and trying to get more situated that way. Yeah, I love fisheries, like biologist type stuff, and then also meteorology. I love weather, which is kind of funny. It's ironic too. They go hand in hand. Fish and weather, they always go hand in hand. So, Slab Buster, Lord, you just don't know. It's way too many people. I want to come out y'all's way. Stop at Grenada on the way there, and then fish Lake of the Pines and Sam Rayburn. Slab Buster, yeah. Lake of the Pines is really blowing up, popularity wise. It's really rolling. And Rayburn's always been good. Watch old Charlie Burrow fishing Lake of the Pines. He kills them there. Yeah, he's on them. He knows what he's doing out there. Leonardo, how long do you normally fish a spot before you call it quits if they're not biting? Leonardo, that's a good question. 2 minutes. 2 minutes. Usually, I always say if You're gonna catch a fish, especially this time of year. If you're gonna catch a fish, it's gonna be in those first couple drops. If I don't catch a fish in 2, maybe 5 minutes tops, maybe 5 minutes. If I'm seeing a lot of fish and I can't get them to bite, no more than 5 minutes. Usually 2 minutes or so. Because a lot of times, if those fish are there and they're gonna bite real quick. If they don't, they're just not gonna bite. That's my experience. Um, and then, especially if I'm seeing fish, I'll try. This is why I say sometimes it'll take 5 minutes, because sometimes I'll try a couple different things. Minnow, tip jig with a minnow, different colors. Sometimes I'll try that to see if it works, but if it doesn't, I'm gone. There's too many places to fish that I feel like I can catch more fish at. And every place is not the same. Some place you pull up, it's just one after another, and then some they're just not active. Fish on Fredo. Yep, exactly how I fish. It just dawned on me that in the summers past I was slaying crappie on the pillars at the marina. Oh yeah, Fredo. I've caught lots of fish on the marina pillars. That's the thing a lot of people don't realize. My home lake doesn't have any timber in it, and there's times, it hasn't been in a few years, but there are times when that marina, those poles in that marina, stack up on there. But it hasn't been the case the last few years. But I mean, you just never know till you try. Slab Buster, RTR. I love fishing timber. Yeah, timber is I'm where I don't really have the patience for timber. I prefer brush. I prefer brush myself. I do fish timber, and I do have some spots where I kind of fish timber here and there, but Leonardo, Sebastian, dang, I've wasted hours at spots. Yeah, that seems. I see that a lot, and that's fine, but that just for me, I found that a lot of times is not the best way um, to catch a lot of fish. You'll catch fish, but it seems like the fish, you have to move constantly, because not every place is going to have fish that want to bite. And the same for like bridges. I tie up to a bridge, but if it's anything, it's to rest for a second, or I'm not fishing or something like that. It's windy. But if I'm looking to catch fish on a bridge, I never tie up. I just go to pillar to pillar. You'll catch 2 or 3 for one pillar, 1 or 2 off another, and then you just slowly get your numbers up that way. Because crappie are they're instinctual a lot of times. They see something, they grab it, or they don't. It's just that simple, I feel like. There's a couple of videos back I had where I was getting those fish to react to that jig on that bridge. They were not active fish, but they would come by, they would see that jig drop by, and they'd just react. And that's what you can do sometimes. So that's why I try to get that jig in front of fresh fish, more fresh fish as possible. So hope that helps, Leonardo. All right, y'all. I think I'm about to have to get off of here. I got a deadline. I gotta go help the wife. Not a deadline, but I just want to go help her. I don't want to spend too much time on here. I could sit on here and talk all night, but I don't want to leave her to have to do too much. Yeah, I'll give it another minute or so. But I just want to say thanks. I enjoyed this talk today, and as always, I always enjoy the talks. If y'all enjoyed, give it a thumbs up. Leonardo, it does. Thanks. When are we going to see a collab with Lake Fork guy? Collab with Lake Fork guy, Blower Fire, or another local. Hopefully soon, Leonardo. I've talked to a few. We're trying to get figured out. My schedule is kind of weird, but hopefully soon, Leonardo. Excuse me. I'm definitely down for that. I look forward to that. I'd love to take Lake Fork guy out, or show him around, I should say. I know he fishes a lot of the same areas that I do, and I'd love to show him. I've kind of reached out to him before, but haven't heard anything back. So we'll just kind of see how that goes. You guys ever be on a live stream and have your wives in the background saying, "See, I told you were spending too much time on these spots"? Yeah, I mean, I'm not knocking it, Fredo, but I've just seen that it just doesn't produce as good as, you know, moving spot to spot. I'm not knocking it by any means. And it depends on your mindset too. If you're just out there just to have a good time, you know, kick back, drink a few beers, and catch a few fish, that's, you know, that's one thing. But if you're like me and you want to go out there and catch as many fish as possible, that's kind of, you know, that's how you kind of have to you know, approach it. David Dura, good night. Have a good night. Thanks, David, for tuning in. Thanks, Paul. Thanks, Slapbuster, as always. I appreciate the support. Um, Sharon L, thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the live. Take care. You take care too, Sharon. Robert Dangfredo. All right, y'all. I'm gonna. No, Anthony, she just had to say something. Oh. Yeah, my wife would say something too. Leonardo, if you're ever in need of a fishing bud, hit me up. We'll link up and maybe show me how to fish. Hey, you can probably show me some things too, Leonardo. Learn from each other. I'm down. I'll definitely reach out. You stay safe as well out there, Leonardo. Thank you for tuning in and thanks for the support. All right, y'all. I'm gonna get off here. Thanks for the support. Thanks for tuning in today. I had fun. Don't forget to, you know, like it, comment if you have any more questions. I'll get to them, and we'll see you. Look out for the video later this week, and if not, I'll see y'all later this or next week, I should say. So we'll see y'all then. Fisher Fredo, I'll call you later. Okay, Fredo, sounds good. All right, y'all have a good one. Stay safe out there. See you next time.